Hi dear viewers, welcome back. This is Sajid and you are watching Softest. Hello everyone. From today onwards, I would like to begin a new series of lessons for the HSA aspirants of Kerala PSC. I'm sure that you must have noticed that Kerala PSC has recently released a notification for the post of high school teachers in English. I'm sure that you must have started your practice to get the dream job in the government sector. Yes, of course. I'm also planning to start a training session for the HSA aspirants, starting with a detailed discussion of the syllabus. And thereafter, from the next day onwards, you will definitely get a detailed discussion or a training on lessons one by one or module by module. So stay tuned, and if you're watching my channel for the first time, consider subscribing and press the bell icon for the notification. So let's start the training of HSA by discussing the syllabus. Okay, shall we start then? Yes. Okay, so I hope you are ready. And let's discuss the syllabus. And here is the syllabus. For this syllabus, CBSE has given two sections, Part A and Part B. And in Part A, there are three modules. Part A, there are three modules, Module 1, Module 2, and Module 3. And in Part B, there are 8 modules. And let's discuss each one of them. In Part A, Module 1, it is Renaissance and Freedom Movement. It's something related to general, and those who are familiar with history and all, it would be somewhat easy for them. But anyway, we have to prepare that. And Module 2 is General Knowledge and Current Affairs. And for English aspirants, and this might be the two topics that we are not that much familiar with. But however, if we prepare, we can easily crack it. And third module is from the things that we already learned, that is methodology of teaching the subject. And this methodology, they have given a detailed syllabus. I will discuss that syllabus. And this teaching methodology we have already learned when we studied for our B.Ed, that is Bachelor of Education. And of course, we have learned all these, covered all these topics. And it also includes some recent teaching methodology. So that also we can discuss. And so this is actually what we call the Part A section. Part A. And followed with that, we have Part B. In Part B, we have learned everything either for our graduation or for our post-graduation. Those have already completed post-graduation. Things would be a little more easy for them because they must have covered almost everything in their PG. Right. Anyway, don't worry, we can prepare that. Now look at this. In Part B, we have Module 1 is our poetry. There is a good number of collection of poetry. We will discuss them. And Module 2 is drama. Module 3 is prose and fiction. And Module 4, literary criticisms and terms. Terms means literary terms. And you might remember M.H. Abraham's glossary of literary terms. We must have learned for our graduation as well as for post-graduation. And that is, if you just go through that, and we can easily crack it. And Module 5, linguistics, phonetics, and history of language. Okay, this is another easy thing, and linguistics is one of my favorite topics, and we can have a discussion on that. Phonetics, and you can also see some videos I have already posted in my channel, and you can also use them also for preparation. And the history of English language also will be there in the syllabus. Then Module 6, modern English usage. Then Module 7, basic grammar, and Module 8, teaching of English. So these are the modules actually. So Part A and Part B. In Part A, we have 3 modules, and in Part B, we have 8 modules. And part B, we have mostly from general and current affairs, and also from methodology, teaching methodology, what we learned in B.Ed and all. And in part B, it is literature, language, criticism, and basic grammar, and teaching of English. Okay, now let's have a detailed look at the syllabus. Okay, so here is the detailed syllabus. Let's have a look at it. So part A, as I told you, there are 3 modules: Renaissance and Freedom Movement. Module 2, General Knowledge and Current Affairs. We need to find out some other materials to prepare for that. Our discussion will start with the module 3 from part A, Methodology of Teaching the Subject. So there is a detailed syllabus given, starting with the history or conceptual development, need and significance, meaning, nature and scope of the subject. Then correlation with other subjects and life situation. Then aims, objects and values of teaching, taxonomy of educational objectives, old and revised, pedagogic analysis, need, significance and principles, planning of instruction at a secondary level, need and importance, psychological basis of the teaching, etc. So there is a detailed syllabus and we can have a discussion on the same. Then methods and strategies of the teaching the subject, then curriculum, designing, definition, principles, modern trends, etc. Instructional resources like laboratory, library, club, museum, visual and audiovisual aids, etc. Then assessment, evaluation, concepts, purpose, types, principles, etc. And also in this area, modern techniques used for CCE, that is continuous evaluation, and all grading tools and techniques, qualities of good tests, etc. will be there in this section. Seminars, assignments, achievement tests, diagnostic tests, etc. also come in this category. Then teacher qualities and competencies, different roles, personal qualities, essential teaching skills, micro teaching, etc. These are the things that we learned in our B.Ed section, that is methodology, teaching methodology and pedagogy. Then part B is actually literature. In part B, module 1 is poetry. The first one is Shakespeare's Sonnet 121. Luckily, we have only one sonnet from Shakespeare. Then John Donne's A Valediction Forbidding Morning, Milton's On His Blindness, Thomas Gray's Elegy Written in a Country Churchyard, Wordsworth Tinton Abbey, Shelley's To a Skylark, Keats' Ode on a Grecian Urn, some beautiful poems are here. Tennyson's Ulysses, another beautiful one. And Browning's My Last Riches, Arnold Darby, that means here we have the 17th and 18th century literature is there, and Shakespearean literature is there. Again W.B. Yeats, A Prayer for My Daughter, Sylvia Plath's Daddy, Tagore, Where the Mind is Without Fear, it's from Gitanjali, the collection. Nizim Ezekiel's Night of the Scorpion, beautiful poem. Kamala Das, An Introduction, A.K. Ramanujan Obituary, Robert Frost, Home Burial, and Emily Dickinson, Because I Could Not Stop for Death, excellent poem. Wolfsyanka, a telephone conversation about a black writer and who actually discusses about the discrimination, and she presents it in such a beautiful way. And Mina Alexander, House of Thousand Doors, Margaret Atwood, this is a photograph of me, David Diop, Africa, and Jack Davies, Aboriginal Australia. So these are the poetry section. And anyway, most of the poems we have already covered, you must have covered in your graduation or post-graduation, so it will not be a big task for you. And module T, drama, we have Shakespeare's Macbeth, only Macbeth from Shakespeare, and Sheridan's School for Scandal. Some very popular plays are here. Oscar Wilde's Importance of Being Earnest, and Ibsen's A Doll's House, Shaw's Pygmalion, and Jameson's Riders to the Sea, beautiful one, and Samuel Beckett, Waiting for Godot, and this will be a tough task for us actually. And Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman, Tennessee Williams' The Glass Menagerie, and the Grish Karnad's Nakamantala. So these are the dramas that we have. I'm sure that Macbeth, then importance of being earnest, Pygmalion, Riders to the Sea, and Death of a Salesman. All these we must have covered in our graduation. Then module 3, prose and fiction. In this category, Francis Bacon's Of Studies and Richard Steele's The Trumpet Club, A.G. Gardner's On the Rule of the Road, E.M. Foster's On Tolerance, Bertrand Russell's Functions of a Teacher, Dr. Radhakrishnan's Humanities versus Science, Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights, George Orwell's Animal Farm, Hemingway's Old Man and the Sea, and Shashi Deshpande's Roots and Shadows, Identity Roy's The God of Small Things, and Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye. So a beautiful collection of novels and prose pieces are given. So the preparation will be a bit interesting, I'm sure. Then module 4 from our literary criticism and glossary of literary terms, Rasa, Dhwani, Aristotle's Poetics, and Wordsworth's Preface to Lyrical Ballads are given. Coleridge's Biographia Literaria, chapter 14, Arnold's Study of Poetry, Eliot, Tradition and Individual Talent, Saussure, A Name of the Linguistic Sign, Showalter, Towards a Feminist Poetics, that our feminist criticism, and then terms, the amateur Abraham's literary terms, and we know that there are many literary terms out here, terms and movements, classicism, neoclassicism, romanticism, humanism, etc. And psychoanalytic criticism, there are many terms, and that also we can discuss. Then module 5 is linguistics, phonetics, and history of a language. Phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, Lang and Perrow, that is our competence and performance, and our Chomsky and all. Organs of speech, classification of speech sounds, then stress, rhythm, intonation, and transcription. Phonetics transcription will be there. Indo-European family of languages, long words, Latin, Scandinavian, French, Indian, and Englishes, American, Australian, Indian, and African. Right. Then module 6, modern English usage. In this category, sentence correction, vocabulary, synonyms and antonyms, give one word, commonly confused words, language functions such as agreeing, complaining, etc., appropriate word order, appropriate sentence order, idioms, and passage for comprehension. And these are some of the questions most likely or usually appear in PSC exams or other competitive exams. So it won't be a tough task for the English teachers, I'm sure. Then the basic grammar, as usual, articles, prepositions, clause, tense, phrasal verbs, conjunctions, reported speech, voice, question tag, transformation of sentences, etc. Last module, module 8, teaching of English. In this teaching of English, we have schools, behaviorism, cognitivism, constructivism, skills and sub-skills of listening, speaking, reading and writing, language acquisition and learning, Prashant, methods and approaches, grammar translation, audiovisual, audiolingual, direct method, structural method, etc. Grammar translation method and all, you must remember them. And situational approach, communicative approach, bilingual method, humanistic approaches, etc. Use of AV aids, that is audiovisual aid and ICT. Okay. And information of and communication technology in the classrooms. Then teaching of prose, poetry, and grammar, testing and evaluation, learner types, teaching learners with a disability, and CF, KCF on teaching of English. So these are the modules. Okay, dear viewers, I hope you have got a clear understanding of the syllabus. So from tomorrow onwards, we will start the class, and tomorrow I would like to begin with our part B section, that is literature. In literature, the first poetry, Shakespeare's sonnet number 121. So get ready for the class, and I request everybody to just go through the poem before you attend the class, and we will have a detailed discussion tomorrow. And till then,